Okay, guys. So I caught myself doing that. The okay, guys. Every time I start the camera, I say okay, guys. So I've caught myself doing that, and I just did it. But I promise, maybe promise that's going to be the last time. So in true, what do they call it? The Walking Dead, the episode after The Walking Dead. If y'all watch that show, which I don't watch that show, but I know there's an episode after where the dude talks about all the zombies that they lost during that episode. So right now, since I just got done doing my scrap metal cleaning up time that you saw on time lapse there, let's honor the locks that we've lost this week. So cue whatever music is appropriate here. Okay, so let's get to it. So the locks that we've lost this week. Let us start with the Defiant. The Defiant with the bent handle. This was actually the last of last week's locks that we lost. And we see why we lost it, because it is bent and broken. Farewell, Defiant. You deserve that. Next, we have a store. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking like that. Storefront hook bolt. Stop opening. They couldn't get it locked, so we lost that this week. Beginning of the week, actually. Oh, let's get to the interesting ones. Oh, let's say a sad, sad goodbye to an actual mortise lock body that is no longer with us anymore because of several issues. However, I am going to keep that's a good spring. Actually, I'm keeping this one. No, you are not going anywhere. It is going to go in my... Wait, does this go here? Yeah, that goes there. And then this goes here. I'm actually going to keep this one for parts. You are not lost yet. I promise to try to resurrect you. I've got a big box of mortise locks there. We have a missing handle, Hagar panic bar trim. The handle broke right off, and had to give the customer a new one. What I might salvage out of this probably is I'm gonna attempt to take it apart here. And possibly this is going to be no good. This is going to be no good. I may try to take this out because those do break. So I may try to salvage this part. In fact, I probably am. I'm going to salvage this part, which is the mortise cylinder hook. It attaches here and you screw it in and it holds the cylinder still. And I'm going to salvage the ring, even though it's kind of dinged up. And maybe some of the mechanisms under here. But oh, that's a piece of the handle. But aside from that, we have lost this. The only problem is that's just more parts to keep up with. Okay, so this is a oldie. Shinlock? Wouldn't even begin. It's a very small keyway. And just not working. And the customer was getting all new locks on his house. So on this one, we are going to say farewell and thank you for your decades of service, because this has been used for decades. These screws have a truss head, and I'm going to keep those. But otherwise, we'll see how it comes apart. Very interesting. The whole outside cylinder comes off, and presumably to rekey this, held on with screws on the inside. got a funny little split mechanism there that presumably goes to something in there. Oh no, I lost one of those screws. Oh geez. Gee whiz. Stay there. Screwdriver. Well, let's just take it apart and see, guys. Because this one has reached its life end. And you will frequently get calls to houses where you have to rekey locks, and you'll get up on that and be like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that one, which you really shouldn't. This is really at the end of its life. Look at this. That is pressed in there. So, nope, that just falls out. Look at that little sucker. Here it comes. Here it comes. This is the mechanism. Oh, check that out. And that is what that little fork thing, if you look down in there, there's a little tab that forked end goes into. When it turns this. I'm not so sure that cylinder is going to come out. Let's see. Okay. Look at that bad boy. Cylinder's still good. You could probably make this work again. I'm going to save this cylinder. This will go in a giveaway if anybody wants to mess around with that in the future. Now this may be brass, so let's check it. And it is. That's metal. That's metal. So we're going to put this in our brass only container because we make more money on brass. Okay, so next, old Weiser. Typical. Either the interior knob breaks and doesn't pop open, the latch breaks, it's really isn't that big of a deal, or the spring mechanism right there breaks. You see the spring's all toasted. Pretty much any of those where the knob pops out nowadays, it's they, for the most part, you have to replace them all. And we have a wee old Kwikset. Pretty old fella, actually an unnamed Kwikset. We've talked about Kwikset before. Farewell. Old strike plate. We're going to check it for metal. It's brass. It's brass or bronze, so I'm going to throw it in the brass thing. Alright, an old Weiser. We recently talked about these. I'll save that screw. Always run up on missing screws. This one probably could be refurbished, but we only do that for videos, right? Because this comes apart like I showed you in that Weiser video. So you could save that. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, this one I'm actually gonna do a separate video on. This is an old Corbin Russ one that I just took off and replaced. Heavy duty. And to start to wrap this up, we have an old Yale. Thinking about doing a separate video on it as well, because it's very similar to a Kwikset. And actually, I bet you anything I could get this bad boy working again because there's no broken springs. So separate video, watch out for that one. Lastly, we have another Kwikset. Oh no, this is a Dexter. Okay, so these three guys, I was going to do a whole. These three were on the same house, and we'll talk about that briefly as well. We'll do like a yield and locks video. But when I throw this out, I'm going to keep the screws because, as you can see, they're kind of unique too. And lastly, we have an old LSDA deadbolt. Easy set style that was on a bar door. Okay, so that's it. that concludes our weekly What Locks We Have Lost This Week. Thank you for watching. You may continue with your regularly scheduled broadcast. Okay, so I might be done because I don't really feel like doing anything else. I got that part cleared up, and I meant to start in on this. I was going to try to do like half, at least half of it, because this is all schlag, and this is all some schlag and mostly kind of debris, actually from about here to here. But I did not get around to doing a lot of what I wanted to. I'm still trying to clear this area as well. And I've got all these pre-cuts that probably need to be combined, or some of them need to be scrapped. And old containers of parts, which I'll show you in a minute. But mostly, all of this is just various different things that are kind of in the way. Kind of a lot. Found them. I was looking for these. Somebody's looking for these for their father and sons. Normally, those are from political signs who left them too long. And normally, we just throw those in scrap metal and get rid of them, but one of our neighborhood organizations who puts the signs up and takes them down, like you're supposed to, needs a few of them. Those little forks of metal aren't cheap because you got to buy a certain number of them. So let's see, filing cabinet, kind of getting down to the bottom of this. This is a lid that I use to soak things in. You can see, it looks like schlag deadbolt doodads. So this goes over here. That's going to be another project. But there's, see, it's just random. I don't know if you can see. Just random stuff. Like this is a 12 volt inverter. You plug it in and flick it on, and it sends a 12 volt signal for like field testing mag locks and things like that in access control world. The switch is reversed, so on is on and on is off and off is on. So you got little nuance. These are little cans that I used to use in the truck, and they worked for a while, but yeah, they got hard to open in the field, and now they're like icky. So these are going in scrap metal. Yep. Yeah. They work okay for a limited amount of time, but then they don't. This has been around longer than me, but some old GM 6-cut stuff, basically. The dreaded B68 ignition, I believe that is. And one or two old Fords. Old as in 6-cut Fords. Or 5-cut pen tumbler Ford. So anyway, that can be, you just hate to throw stuff like this away because it's been around for so long. There's really nothing wrong with this. kind of dry rotted on the plastic, but other than that, it works for what I need it to. Let's see where my field of view is. Okay, so over here I've got this is counter cleaning, and then in the other one, this is old, I've got stuff, and over here, these two things are keys and some flush bolts, or actually some foot bolts and pull handles for garage doors. This is what I need to get rid of right now. So I will, let's see, what am I gonna do? Yeah, just keep the video short. I'm gonna go back to time lapse for this. With this whole little project today, getting tired. I just dumped this thing out. Oh, it's dirty. It's a good little sorting tray though. Probably take it home and wash it probably. Still in good condition. Hey. What can I help you with?
I need some keys made.
Okay. How many?
Can I get 2 of each of these, the pink and the green?
Did you want to do pick and green?
Yeah, if you do again, yeah, because they're,
Okay.
that's the front and the back door. It's easy to remember that way.
Okay. 2 of each one?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Get one with it actually with
Okay.
3 keys on Saturdays.
Okay.
And they're 50 cents each.
Okay, so I'll take 2.
You want to set up each one? Okay.
Yeah, perfect. That's like, I gotta go to time of Thanksgiving, like, oh, where are your keys?
Yeah, pet sitter re-unlock doors for pet sitters quite a bit.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'll tell Boogie that if you're locking stuff out.
Yeah.
You unlocked it for me. Now I try to remember not to lock my stuff out.
Yeah, it's much easier to have spare keys.
I know.
All right, 1242 total.
west side to make it over here today.
Yeah, it's the last few games that we thought were going to be busy actually weren't. So I'm guessing they either maybe did something down there to alleviate traffic.
Oh, could be. That's good.
Backing up a little bit, but for the past few games it hasn't been bad like it usually is.
I'd say I think usually this is the biggest one off one.
Yeah, well, we weren't sure how big that game was, but they had homecoming last weekend, so we didn't know, and we thought it was going to be bad, but it never got bad. So I'm assuming they've straightened out whatever.
That's good.
Because last year it was horrible. It was the worst.
Well, they probably, with that hotel going in, they probably want to deal with the traffic issue.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get it straightened out, which I guess they have maybe. So
Wow,
hopefully
that's
they'll
impressive.
continue. Yeah, really.
It's
Yeah,
impressive.
right.
I didn't have any trouble getting down here. I looked, the game started at 2, so I thought, well,
I might have to go to Bellhaven later, and I'm kind of worried about cutting through, so I might have to go up to the interstate and go around.
Yeah,
to
that's what I
Fortification.
came to the interstate to Lakewood, so there was no traffic.
Yeah. All right. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
She probably thought I was crazy for talking to myself. I'm crazy. So to get finished with this, I have cleaned out a couple of bins, sorted a couple of others, and just have, these are more desk blocks. So what I'm trying to do here is trying to get these off the floor up to here. And here was one thing of desk blocks. I need another 10-pack of these. So these are to the 2 desk block things here. And see, just trying to get it all straightened up. It's crazy. And actually, I do have enough room to go ahead and move everything up here. So what I'm going to do is, make sure somebody's not sitting there watching me talk to myself. Go ahead and kind of scoot everything over. Never even got to this, which is small parts. Hinges, lid support. We got like small door hinges. Yeah, see, lock and key. Oh yes, sir, you already called. We don't do those. Yeah. Parts, everything from cylinders, just strike plate boxes. It's a never-ending battle of the parts. Here's another giveaway. Throw it on the giveaway bench. Never-ending, never-ending, never-ending. So this needs to be gone through. This probably needs to be gone through. This is garbage. I'm finally able to get back there soon, hopefully. So that's really it. I am gonna finish doing this, shoot it back over to time lapse, and get wrapped up for the day, and see if I have to go on like a Cadillac on the way home. That's over across where we were just talking about the game traffic right there. So pray that I don't have to go and lock that Cadillac. I don't want to go and lock the Cadillac and fight traffic. So thanks for watching, guys. Let's finish this up with a little time lapse. I've been fighting my battery all day, so I don't have a whole lot of time left on this. So let's go. Thanks for watching, guys.